today we are covering episode 2 in our Bushcraft Tinder series. Episode 2 is going to be based on cattails, also known as bulrush, and also known as great reed mace, which is its real name. Bulrush is sort of the UK term, and cattails is sort of US. So today we're going to cover finding cattails, how to identify them, the sort of places you will find cattails, and also what it is you're looking for to harvest to use for starting fires. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Okay guys, so this is the sort of place I like to come to find cattails. As you can see behind me here, it's a swamp or marshland sort of area. Cattails tend to grow in standing water, so the likes of your lochs, your ponds, lakes, whatever. You can find them pretty much anywhere there's standing water. Hopefully you can see a few behind me here. But also, because they grow in standing water, you either have to have a pair of wellies or some really good waterproof boots on, or personally I like to take my boots off and roll up my trousers and go out and get them. This time of year, getting your boots wet is just no fun at all. So I'm going to take off my shoes and my socks, and we'll go out and take a look, and I'll show you close up what it is you're looking for. Okay guys, so this is what we're looking for. You can see here, this is the seed head of a cattail, and this is its biggest giveaway. When you're trying to identify cattails, this is what will let you know you've found one. It's got a very straight stem, maybe about 4 or 5 foot tall. This was often used for hand drill fires in a primitive sense, but for identifying sake, it's the seed head you want to sort of go for. And where you find one, you'll often find a few. As you can see, there's one over there, one up there as well. So it's a case of just finding the right one now, and I'll come back to you when we find what it is we're looking for. Okay guys, so this is kind of what we're looking for. You can see here we have a live cattail seed head here, and we also have this dead one. Now it's the dead ones we're looking for. Once they've gone to seed and they've died, the seed head becomes all sort of soft, fluffy and fibrous. Hopefully you guys can see that. And this is what we're looking for to take a spark. So this will take a spark from a ferro rod. But the way I like to collect this is, there's no really wrong way of doing it. Just put your hand on it. I like to put it in between my fingers like this and just slide up to make sure I get everything. And just cup it as you go up so you don't lose any. And that'll give you this ball of fibres, and it's like cotton wool. And we'll go over and have a seat, and we'll talk about how you'd go about using this stuff, and some of the pros and cons of it as well. Okay guys, so there we have it. That's me suited and booted. I have my cattail here. So let's go over a few pros and cons quickly of cattails. Pros for me, there's sort of 3 main ones. The first one being it's incredibly easy to collect. There's lots of it, and you can collect a lot in a very short space of time. This piece here would be enough for maybe 2 fires, and we collected that in the space of maybe 5 minutes. Another pro for me would be it's incredibly effective for starting fires. And what I mean by that is it takes very little work, no physical effort as such. And pro number 3 for me would be, not only when you find cattails are you finding the seed heads for fire, you're also finding food in the form of the roots, you're also finding cordage, and a way of starting fire, in the sense that you can use the spindle to start friction fires, a hand drill fire. The biggest con for me, and sort of the only real con, would be, although we just said it's effective, you have to have the right conditions to use it. And what I mean by that is, it's got to be a sort of dry day, because what this does, there's a sort of misconception that people have where they think, you know, you put a spark into this and it'll sort of go up into a big ball of flame. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. What it does do is you put a spark in it and it'll smoulder like an ember, and then you have to transfer that into sort of dried grass or whatever, blow on it, and that gets your grass to light. So there's that sort of conditions where you need to have a sort of dry day to be able to use it, and in Scotland that doesn't happen very often. So that would be the biggest con, but when you do have that sort of dry day, it does an incredibly effective job, and I would highly recommend you guys getting out and trying it. But that's going to be it for this episode. I know it's been a short one, but there's not really too much to explain. If you do go out and try it, be sure to come over to our Facebook group, Wiley's Outdoor World, and share how you get on. And feel free to leave any comments, any suggestions on what you want to see next on the Bushcraft Tinder series. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.